Who's ready for a top 25 showdown and the start of SEC play? We are in Knoxville, Tennessee for what could be the game of the day. Number 22 Ole Miss, a perfect 13-0, taking on the 5th-ranked team in the country, the Tennessee Volunteers. The students are out of session. They're not even in school, but it is a sold-out, packed arena, over 21,000. What's up, everybody? Alongside my partner, former Tennessee star, he's Dane Bradshaw. I'm John Trippin. It just feels a little different in here. The energy is nice. We are ready for an awesome matchup. For Tennessee, we know who they are. They're one of the best teams in the country. For Ole Miss, undefeated, one of the best starts in school history. Are they for real?
How about first-year head coach Chris Beard, 13-0 start. Ole Miss Rebels, the SEC's biggest surprise, probably the country's biggest surprise as well, with a huge opportunity tonight. How have they gotten there? 40% from three, even better as of late. They have rim protection, 6 blocks per game with 7'5" and 7 foot coming off the bench, and they've got scores. 3 scores, averaging over 15 points per game. That is why they are 13-0.
For Tennessee, they've got an explosive offense led by their transfer from Northern Colorado, Dalton Knecht.
Rick Barnes knew he had to have more scoring going into the offseason, and they found it in Dalton Knecht. Yes, this Tennessee offense can be efficient, but when they go through slumps, could they have a guy go get them a bucket on his own? Dalton Knecht has proven to be that guy so far.
It is buzzing inside right now. Ole Miss coming out wearing the road red. Tennessee coming out wearing the home white. Our officials, Don Daly, Owen Short, Patrick Evans. We are set to tip things up. Let's get it going. Ole Miss has won the tip.
We will not be short on athletes, will we, John? I mean, we saw these teams in shoot-around. There is going to be athleticism all over the court.
So I got to tell you, Ole Miss in shoot-around, they certainly look the part. Every guy on that team, they got athletes. Tennessee getting out with the D deflection. It stays here with the Rebels, 14 on the shot clock. But Don Daly, the crew chief, is going to come over and say, no, it's Tennessee ball.
And there you have Zakai Zeigler against Jalen Murray. I love this matchup. 5'9" on 5'11". Underdog on underdog. New York on New York. You got to love these two at the point guard spot.
Somebody say New York in the house? Here's Dalton Knecht, the transfer. Shot all the way, and it rolls in for Josiah Jordan James.
Wow, and to get that shot off and accurate over 7'5" is a difficult one.
Brakefield, the Duke transfer. So many transfers on this team for Ole Miss under first-year head coach Chris Beard. Only a couple guys with playing time even still on this roster from last year. This is one of them. Morrell, his 3 in and out. In transition.
Tennessee felt like they could get good looks early in transition. A wide open one there, unable to.
Murray, he's going to launch at the other end, and Ole Miss on the board as he starts barking at Zeigler.
Hey, you want to know who's got the most swagger on this Rebel team? It is Jalen Murray. The St. Peter's transfer is not afraid of anyone.
They're going to be banging in the post today, too. So Zeigler with the ball from Long Island, being guarded by Murray from the Bronx. Knecht, he's got to clear out one-on-one. Strong rebound inside, Jonas Aidoo, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession hour stays with the Volunteers.
Well, Murray will not hesitate. This guy has been in fuego recently. Last 5 games, over 60% from 3, and he's letting Zakai Zeigler know, you better get out on me quick. Look at that. Over just the last 3 games, even better. 11 of 15, 73%, confidence through the roof.
Off the inbound, Zeigler sneaking free. And it's Murray with the board. It's amazing what Murray's doing, the transition from St. Peter's, where he could just do wherever he wanted. Now he's controlling the offense here at Ole Miss and SEC.
He was part of that magical St. Peter's run.
Look out! Aidoo with the monster slam.
Well, Tennessee, again, wants to push in transition. Aidoo does a really nice job sprinting the court. That's going to be a game within the game of these big 5 men who can run the court better.
And we know Knecht can score, but his weakness is on the defensive end, and Brakefield draws the foul.
I think this is good for Tennessee. Their half court can be inconsistent at times, so you got to get some of these easy looks. We've seen them miss a few open threes early, and that's certainly one way to get the lid off the rim for Aidoo, who's coming off that calf strain he had after the Christmas break. shaking a little rust off. He was full participant in practice this week.
So Brakefield to the line to shoot 2, and he missing the first. Musa Cisse, another one of the transfers, checking into the game from Oklahoma State. 7-foot senior, so Ole Miss has plenty of size.
Yeah, not many teams in the country can take out 7'5" and insert 7 foot. Both of them big-time rim protectors. Cisse a little bit more mobile, and they can switch a little bit more on their ball screen action. So see what Tennessee tries to counter with 33 in the game as Ole Miss switches up their coverage just a little bit.
Brandon Murray, the Georgetown transfer, checking in for the first time for Ole Miss. As we're all tied at 4 apiece here early on in Knoxville.
Both of those guys beneficiaries of the 2-time transfer rule being lifted mid-season.
There's James launching his shot in and out. Morale, so much explosiveness, missing everything.
That's a good job by Josiah Jordan-James. Make Morrell be a driver. He loves the 3 and loves the pull-up jumper.
Wild shot goes in for Adu. He's been looking for his shot on the offensive end.
That's outstanding instincts by the big man. That looked like it had a turnover written all over it, but body control and touch off the glass.
Murray trying to work against Connect. He already has 1 foul. But Connect, it looked like he affected that one.
Connect's been pretty good on his one-on-one defense. Teams like to go at Connect because the other 4 are so good defensively.
They're focusing Adu. And they reset to the outside with Connect. Adu again, that shot in and out.
I think the quality of looks for Tennessee has really been there for them. They just hadn't been able to convert as high of a percentage as they want against this feisty Ole Miss defense.
Murray off the bounce, has to pick it up. That interior D for Tennessee is so good.
It's just so hard to get them in rotations because of their on-ball defense.
Flanagan has to hoist it. And that's what Tennessee does. They force you into tough possessions.
Yeah, I know it was late in the clock, but Flanagan might have been able to take the big man off the bounce.
Good start early on. Tennessee with a 2-point lead.
Next season on Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
What's happening, Sheriff?
It's a transfer portal. It's out of control. We're losing our defense.
No! Not our starting quarterback! We need him! You can't leave! Our offense revolves around you!
Give me your other hand.
That's what Dr. Pepper is!
It's okay. I understand. You can't let go of your Dr. Pepper.
Absolutely not.
Quarterbacks are replaceable.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
The if in life. It's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends. If you can keep an eye on your money along the way. If you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings. When you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regions Bank embrace the if in life.
How to get 100 milligram generic Viagra for just 87 cents in less than 16 seconds. First, go to getfridayplans.com and then you select why you need generic Viagra, the quantity you need, and the dosage. Then their system will see if you qualify. Give it a second to find the best deals, and boom! Look at that! 87 cents for each 100 milligram tablet. The prescription and shipping are free. Go to getfridayplans.com and see for yourself.
Watch me!
Dance the night away.
Ole Miss is undefeated, 13-0, tied for the best start in school history, thanks in part because they're winning the close ones this year.
It's been unbelievable. All 5 of their close ones have come off a defensive stop at the buzzer, essentially. They have been living life on the edge, even on their throwback game and the Tad Pad. You gotta love that one. If they lost that, they'd never go back there. But here they are again against Temple, and they survive. If the theme of March is survive and advance, it's been that way in November, December for the Ole Miss Rebels. But I gotta tell you, John, as crazy and wild as some of their finishes have been, none more wild than this one against Central Florida. It's so important for guys that maybe have been losing some of these games early in their career. Some of the guys such as Brakefield and Morrell, where they came up short in those types of games a year ago, to have that validation, hey, the hard work is paying off. We win these games now. And Chris Beard even referenced, hey, we had a closed-door scrimmage against Houston early in the season. We came away from that saying, you know what, guys, we got something here.
And Houston is no joke. One of the 2 remaining undefeated teams left in the country. Chris Beard also told us today in a conversation, he said, people don't give us enough respect for our schedule. They say we haven't really played many teams, but that win over Memphis, I had Memphis early this year. Memphis is one of the best teams in the country.
And Ole Miss was good in November, and they've got better in December. They are shooting the heck out of the basketball. We mentioned the 2-time transfer rule that got lifted, allowing them to add additional pieces. I got to tell you, as a player, I've lived through a coaching change in the middle of my career. And I know what it's like in that huddle when you have that sense of, oh boy, here we go again in a close game in a negative way, versus, hey, these are the games we win now. And that's the sense that this Ole Miss Rebel team has.
Tomeo Waka has it stripped away, but Ole Miss can't handle it, so it stays with Tennessee, 11 on the shot clock.
Ole Miss is so good with those strong side rips. They bluff. They don't just bluff with the ball. They come and swipe at it. You must be strong and expect it if you're a Waka.
So out of the timeout, Awaka's into the game. Jordan Gainey, the junior from Tucson, Arizona, also into the game. There he is with the ball in his hand. And Jemai Meshack also in there on the ground. Crowd wanted a travel. Murray throwing it up, and the alley-oop is good for T.J. Caldwell.
And that's Matthew Morrell right there creating the turnover. You cannot have those long passes or he is jumping the passing lane. 3 steals per game for Morrell.
A lot of contact inside. Let's take a look at that last bucket.
And Tennessee emphasized this. They said we can't have long passes. That is a long cross-court pass against one of the most elite defenders in the SEC right now in terms of getting steals, and Matthew Morrell. And then Ole Miss is not going to hesitate to be off to the races on those turnovers. Morrell had 10 steals in the game earlier this year. That's a nice way to get a double-double.
Gainey trying to penetrate. He's cut off, so they reset the offense. Now they go inside. Awaka and one.
And that's exactly where Tennessee wants to play. We call that the slot. It's within the middle third of the court. If you get pinned on the sidelines against this Ole Miss team, they will keep it there. This is where the game has to be played for Tennessee. Nice seal by Awaka and beautiful post feed by Ziegler.
We talked to Rick Barnes about Awaka. He said he's got to learn to be better in space. When we get him the ball, he has to know how to operate inside.
He is an absolute brick wall, but he is still learning the game. The physicality, the effort is there. As he increases his IQ, he could be one of the top post players in the SEC.
Ole Miss forced to call a timeout on the inbound. Rick Barnes, in his 9th year as the head coach of Tennessee, said something that was interesting. He said, what I've learned over the course of my coaching career, he said, when you give your guys too many compliments, they get a little soft. He said, I got to be mean to my guys right now.
I said, I think that's the strategy my wife takes when I'm at home. She doesn't want me to get complacent, right? Just no compliments, no positive feedback. No, this guy is the epitome of tough love with his players. He will not lower his standard for anyone. And it has proven to have great results for this Tennessee team. I mean, what a coup it has been for Tennessee to have the former Texas coach, who happens to be going up against another former Texas coach here in Thompson-Boling Arena, the Food City Center. So Rick Barnes has been so elite throughout the entire course of his career and has won every single place he's gone. And Chris Beard can say the same. Both these programs have recruited true winners to run their respective universities.
So come out of the timeout, Tennessee keeps the full court press on. As Jalen Murray is told he can run the baseline. Almost another steal. Brandon Murray now has it. Over 20 seconds into this possession, nothing has even gotten inside the three-point line.
That's the ability of this perimeter defense for Tennessee, hard-nosed.
2 seconds, Caldwell's got to get it up. Tennessee coming away with it. Mashack. And he finds James.
The best time to score against the defense is early. Push that ball in transition before they can get set. Ole Miss caught backing up. Tennessee converts.
Largest lead of the game for Tennessee, up by 5. Flanagan trying to back down his man. One-on-one, denied. That's Mashack with the block.
As good as Tennessee is on defense, they can get even better as they go to their bench, thanks to guys like Mashack.
Ziegler, he can make those. Well, right now, Tennessee 0 for 4 to start from the outside.
John, Chris Beard told us early, he said, I tell my teams it's 10 4-minute games. Tennessee beats teams because they knock people out in 2 of those 10. Right now, they have to survive this 4-minute span with Tennessee starting to pull away, even though it's extremely early. That's what they're tracking.
0 for 5 from downtown now for Tennessee to start this one, but on this end, Ole Miss, they're not getting any kind of clean looks. Tipped around, and Tennessee another steal. The outlet, Mashack, 2-on-1, takes it himself, and James can't clean it up.
Rick Barnes said we should be averaging over 80 a game. We're missing too many open looks and too many layups, and you see it right there. Just an opportunity to build a double-digit lead, but Tennessee just inconsistent shooting the ball.
Cisse at 7 feet can't handle that one. For Chris Beard, he was let go as the head coach at Texas for some off-court issues, now hired at Ole Miss. And he said he actually inherited a very great program, what he walked into. And he said now just building on that, they really feel like they've got a great foundation.
About a year ago yesterday, he was let go from Texas. And here he is 13-0 going into Knoxville, Tennessee with a ranked Ole Miss team. Who could have predicted that one? But this guy can absolutely coach ball. And he's gracious to say this because the cupboard was not bare. Kermit Davis coached these guys up that returned extremely hard. He did not have to coach effort when he came in, and these guys are hungry for success.
He looking for some help. Edu showing the offensive touch early, but misses that jumper. Rebound goes to Sharp. Tennessee sitting on this 5-point lead. We played almost 8 minutes in this one. Inside, getting free is Flanagan, but can't finish. Down behind the play, it's a 5-on-1 break for Tennessee. Open man in the corner, Jordan Gainey knocks down the 3-ball.
Well, and if anyone needed to see one go in, it's Gainey. This guy was really good in the Maui Invitational. Confidence a little bit low, but he can be a huge X factor off the bench. A terrific shooter.
A 7-0 run for Tennessee, and they are sparking it by the defensive end.
Tennessee, a little defense leading to offense, and Gainey said, you're going to leave me that wide open. That's all day.
Icy hot. Ice works fast. Heat makes it last. Feel the power of contrast therapy, so you can rise from pain. Icy hot.
Lunch?
Yes, please.
That'll be $23.
Your ad says it's free.
It is for our Economy Ultimate passengers who paid extra.
I'll just have water.
Okay, cash or card?
For water? Well, at AT&T, when we offer you our best iPhone deals, we guarantee it. Even on the new iPhone 15 Pro. Check it out, made with titanium.
We do have free movies, with the purchase of headphones.
I'll just use my iPhone.
Only AT&T gives everyone our best deals on any iPhone with any popular plan. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
Why did we choose Safelite? We were loading our SUV when crack. Safelite came right to us, and we could see exactly when they'd arrive with a replacement we could trust. That's service the way we want it.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
You ready to meet the latest addition to the family? The money you saved us with auto owners helped make it all possible. It really is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Excuse me?
Third best thing.
Third best thing.
Auto Owners offers a variety of discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Check this out.
Well, Tennessee, they pride themselves on D, and right now they're holding Ole Miss to shooting under 17% from the floor.
They have just been smothering the Rebels, and these guys take such pride in their one-on-one defense and their matchups. Nice scouting reports, understanding the personnel. Zakai Ziegler out of the gates knows Murray is a catch-and-stick guy, contests it, and there they are, Meshack. He can really bother opponents with his length. That's why he's in the game. And then here they are again, just with the active hands. Even when Ole Miss looked like they had an easy 2 down low, Tennessee making up for that mistake with the effort. So this is a Tennessee ball team that everybody knows. When you play up against Rick Barnes, it is going to be a physical battle. I can't count how many times Chris Beard said to his team at shoot-around day, emphasizing the physicality of this matchup. You see why right there.
Also the crowd. I mean, we were here in shoot-around. They had a huge speaker pumping in crowd noise, pumping in music. We were told that was the first time they've done that all year. They're trying to simulate this atmosphere. This is an awesome crowd.
That's got to be the best shoot-around mix we've ever heard, right? It was like the players got a song on the playlist, then the coaches got a song. They even played some One Shining Moment in there. I loved it. I'm doing that in the backyard with my kids. One Shining Moment while they work on their left-hand leg.
Could you tell who picked which song?
I think so, yeah. I'm not a bet man, but I think I could win that bet. Chris Beard loves him some country.
All right, let's see if Ole Miss can figure out on this end of the floor.
I think if you're Ole Miss, you're happy to only be down 8 when you're shooting 2 of 12, but they got to have some dribble penetration because Ole Miss, Tennessee is making them just swing it around the perimeter ineffectively.
There's another steal. 3rd turnover already for Ole Miss to start this game. Meshack attacking, and he's going to be bumped on the floor. We'll have a women's basketball quadruple header tomorrow afternoon right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. It all starts at noon Eastern, 11 Central, with a great rivalry game between Kentucky and Tennessee. It'll be right here in Knoxville.
Busy 24 hours at Food City Center, huh?
It was not easy. It was not easy getting in the building, I'm not telling you that. Off the inbounds, nice play for Adu as he scores.
Really nice design play. Tennessee starting to really get their buckets in the paint. That's now 10 of their 16 in that area.
Largest lead of the game, up by 10. Morrell has some daylight, can't hit the 3. Fight on the rebound, but that went off the hand of Sharp. Excuse me, yep.
Ole Miss going to extend a little full court pressure here. See if they can't create some turnovers and get some easy baskets.
We talked about the stretches in the game, winning each 10 minutes. Well, over the last 4 minutes, it's been a 10-0 run for Tennessee.
Yeah, those are those. I wouldn't refer to it as a knockout blow necessarily, but that's what Chris Beard referred to it as. Is we have to stay competitive in each of those 4-minute segments.
Meshack goes reverse. What a tip in by Adu.
Well, a fortunate tip by Adu, but the hard work pays off, and that is an area where Ole Miss struggles. He's on the second chance opportunity, so a point of emphasis for Adu and the others.
Adu leads the way. He's got 8 points for Tennessee. Morrell trying to get going in the paint. His jumper off. Rebound goes to Gainey.
Good look from Morrell. I like the pull-up.
And from behind, Sharp takes it away. Here's Morrell in transition. Hello. Matthew Morrell, he is a high flyer.
That is the player everybody thought may come to life when Matthew Morrell came to Oxford. He had an injury last year to the knee, lost a little bit of that explosiveness. I think it's safe to say he's got it back after that game.
Look at him digging in defensively. That just sparked this Ole Miss team. Shot clock's at 10. Connect. He'll rise up. Left it short. Vescovy, and he keeps it alive off Ole Miss.
How about Matthew Morrell? Kid from Whitehaven High School, Memphis, Tennessee. Getting up. He's been putting in work in the offseason. He don't skip leg day.
Man, some of the dunks he was throwing down and shoot around today, I was like, I cannot wait to see what he does on a break here.
He and Flanagan both, interesting stories. Flanagan had an Achilles injury a couple years back. Yes, he was back last season, but just didn't have that same pop. So 7 and 11, both the healthiest they've been in a while for Ole Miss. Big reason why they have this 13-0 start.
There's that length, the 7-footer Cisse takes it away. Flanagan stops, free throw jumper. And we're gonna stay here, foul on the rebound. They're gonna call that one against Adu. What do you do if you're Ole Miss to try to get some better looks? Because it's been one and done each possession.
It has been, and 7 of their 8 points have been in transition. And so they've got to be able to get this game going up and down a little bit more. They've been able to do that with a couple of turnovers. And if you're Tennessee, you say, guys, well, if we make this a half-court game down here, we can get stops all day long. But one thing you got to do is try to get Murray in some ball screen action as well.
We got Flanagan on a mismatch against the 5'9". Here comes the double. Brakefield knocks the 3.
He's such an interesting cover. I mean, this is a guy that shoots it with his left, but inside the paint, he is all right-handed.
It's been back-to-back turnovers for Tennessee, and they call a foul off of Cisse as he tried to deny that entry pass. Feels like that dunk by Morrell really sparked this Ole Miss team, and now they're right back in this game. There are 9 minutes to play here in this first half. Ziegler. And a foul on the rebound. That's called against Owaka. For Owaka, that's his first.
So something to track for Tennessee. They're now 1 of 8 from 3. But a big message from Rick Barnes to his team is keep shooting. Keep taking good shots. He thinks when they lose confidence, they start hesitating and passing shots up. Zakai Ziegler, a good example. Last game, 5 of 10 from 3. But guess what? He started 1 of 5. So that's the example he wants to see of guys sticking with their jumper.
Flanagan goes baseline, double team, somehow gets it to go.
Yeah, if you're Connect, you just got to use that baseline as an extra defender. Put that foot on the baseline and cut him off.
There's Connect. He now has the mismatch on the smaller Murray, and it's taken away by Cisse. But no, they say foul on the floor.
Good recognition by Connect to try to take on the smaller defender. But as we mentioned earlier, Ole Miss on that strong side help, they should try to strip and rip.
So Ole Miss right now on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes to get back into this game. They trail by 5. So Cisse gets a breather. The 7'5" Sharp comes in to guard the ball.
Tennessee does a similar version of this where they put Adu on the ball, but Sharp about 6-7 inches on that.
Connect calling for it in the post. Now he finds some room beyond the arc. Can't find the touch early on. The fight on the floor, and Ole Miss comes away with it.
Well, give it back to Murray, yeah. Clear out, let him go to work.
Murray's got a mismatch, got a forward on him, trying to work. Brakefield, he goes baseline, spinning. So the baseline is working right now. Back-to-back buckets for Ole Miss.
We saw the lefty 3, and right there, it would have been better to use the left. He still goes to that inside right hand. As a kid, he injured his right hand, so in season he started working on his left-hand jumper and just stuck with it.
It's a 9-0 run for the Rebels. Ziegler with a hand in his face. The cold shooting continues from downtown. 1 of 10 for Tennessee to start.
That may be the first bad one, though. I mean, that was contested, still had a lot of time on the clock.
Brakefield working against Adu, picks up his dribble. Shot clock's at 7. Flanagan looking for some help. Wild pass, and here comes Tennessee. Ziegler throwing it up. And a nice job by Connect to just midair.
You're not kidding. I mean, the hang time there in athleticism. He caught that as he was going down and still put the touch on it.
That sparks this crowd of over 21,000, and an offensive foul. Timeout on the floor as the Tennessee D responds, and the fans are loving it.
Here's the fast break opportunity. Ziegler, nobody can push it faster than him. He trusts his teammate. The athleticism by Connect. What a finish.
On an emotional Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
You know, Dad, Becky and I are getting pretty serious.
Ah, she's a great girl, CJ.
Dad, we started watching college football together.
You like college football?
Well, Becky opened my eyes to the complexities of the sport, the West Coast offense, the triple option.
Wildcat formation?
Oh, I love the Wildcat.
I knew you were a late bloomer.
Hey, I even started growing pain on my chest.
My boy's becoming a fan!
Catch, babe!
Oh!
That was right to you.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
SEC Men's Basketball all season long on SEC Network.
Hive is the sustainable marketplace that helps you make a positive impact on the planet. Support fair trade while sipping on coffee. Make a difference by simply making a sandwich. And help our communities by helping yourself to another bar of chocolate. Let's bring on social good by bringing home the groceries. To get started, take up to 20% off your order with code HAPPYPLANET. Visit hivebrands.com to buy what you believe in.
We all know that we'll eventually need a will. Eventually. How about right now? Trust and Will has taken the process of creating your will and made it easy. Like while you're lounging on the couch, easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys, but customized by you. One question at a time. All documents are state-specific, legally valid, and start at just $159. That's not a typo. Find the plan that's right for you at trustandwill.com.
The last time Tennessee and Ole Miss met when the Rebels were 13-0, we go back to 2008, the SEC opener. Look at the shorts
the
back
capri
there.
pants. That's what it is. Tyler Smith, Ramar Smith, Wayne Chisholm, Jawan. So, fun fact there, Tyler Smith replaced me at power forward for Tennessee that year. And, of course, they went on to become #1 in the country. It was nice to be missed, you know?
You're certainly not missing this building. I've seen you shake at least 30 people's hands as you walk around this place here. It is a beautiful facility. And this top 25 matchup, the SEC opener has certainly not disappointed. It was an early run by Tennessee, but Ole Miss has been able to claw back in this one.
They have, and it's no surprise. They can handle adversity. You know, if this was an Ole Miss team that had come in here at 8-5, lost those 5 close games we talked about, maybe the story would be different. But Chris Beard has a winning mentality going on right now with this Rebel team. And because they hadn't won as much individually and as a group as they'd like, they are not going to get complacent with their success. They want more.
Pick and roll, and Adu can't finish, but he'll be fouled on the slam attempt.
Well, they feel like they can play in the middle of the court. Again, that's an emphasis for them, but also against these bigs for Ole Miss. Can they have hard, fast rolls at the basket to try to make guys like Cisse and Sharp defend both?
So Adu goes to the line to shoot 2, the 6'11 junior from Durham, North Carolina. And he makes the first. He's been super active early in this offensive end. And Rick Barnes has really challenged him to get better position, be stronger physically with his legs, not get pushed off his spot inside.
Absolutely, and when you talk to Rick Barnes about, hey, who's that one guy you want to be able to throw the ball down to when you're in a shooting slump and say, get us a bucket down low, it's Adu that comes to mind. And the more physical he can be, the lower he can get in his stance to hold that position, the better Tennessee will be.
Ole Miss has made their last 3 field goals. Tennessee switching everything. Murray, his 3 in and out. Good rebound by Connect. There's 6 minutes to play in this first half. There's a steal by Murray. One-on-one, and he wins that battle.
If Tennessee can avoid the live ball turnovers, they'd be up 15 right now. But Ole Miss, who is so good at those steals that convert to easy buckets on the end, that's what's keeping them in this game. Now 9 fast break points.
Pick and roll again. Adu rocks the rim.
They saw something they liked on film. They've gone to that play twice in a row very successfully.
This is Brandon Murray, turnaround jumper, and that one rolls in.
This kid can score. He was an all-SEC freshman team at LSU, transferred to Georgetown where he averaged 13. And that's what he does.
Adu calling for some help. Nice backdoor cut. Vescovi lays it in.
There's not a better cutter in the SEC than Santiago Vescovi.
Murray penetrating off the window. It rolls off, trying to get his own board. He can't.
If I'm Tennessee, I go right back to that action. I mean, 3 times in a row, twice to Adu, and then once led to the back cut by Vescovi.
James cut off. He finds Adu. Anytime on the shot clock. James all alone. He'll launch the 3. And on the rebound, foul against Tennessee. 1 for 11, shooting under 10% from three-point line. If you're Tennessee, do you have to keep putting them up?
If they're good looks, and that's a good one. I mean, you got Josiah Jordan-James, who is shooting the ball extremely well this year. On a baseline drift wide open, of course you got to shoot it. If there's anything right now, I think there's an opportunity to say, hey, how can we get Dalton connect the ball? He's a guy that can be more of that 3-level scorer to where if you can't get the ball inside, how can you run something for connect? Because that's what he's here for, is to get you out of some of those shooting slumps and go get you a bucket one-on-one.
Right with the dribble handoff, and he's going to be out of bounds. Turnover.
So active and aggressive. Tennessee is using their big men on those dribble handoffs and ball screens to really disrupt the action there. They're not totally switching. They're just being physical before getting back. And Awaka does it extremely well right here. I mean, that's a 15-point per game score with the ball in his hands, guarded by your 5-man. That's pretty good.
6th turnover by Ole Miss here in this first half. Ziegler penetrating. Brakefield driving through everybody. That was pretty.
That long miss really was more like a steal because it allowed Ole Miss to get that long rebound and be in transition.
Connect has had to work so hard to try to find any space.
But I think this is a matchup they like. You just got to keep that dribble alive. Make Brakefield move his feet a little bit more.
Ziegler finally ends the drought.
Well, when Rick Barnes says we have to keep our confidence, the one guy he can point to is number 5, who will never quit.
Over the last 3 games, he's been 45% from deep. And the lead is now up to 8 for Tennessee. Off the screen, they're going to call that foul against Awaka. So Awaka picks up his 2nd. Tennessee trying to pull away. 8-point lead. It's a good one here in the first half.
Icy hot. Ice works fast. Heat makes it last. Feel the power of contrast therapy. So you can rise from pain. Icy hot.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
If you are not buying generic Viagra from Friday Plans, you are throwing money away. They are giving away 100 milligram generic Viagra for just 87 cents. Let me show you. First, go to getfridayplans.com and then you select why you need generic Viagra, the quantity you need, and the dosage. Then their system will see if you qualify. Give it a second to find the best deals, and boom, look at that. 87 cents for each 100 milligram tablet. The prescription and shipping are free. Go to getfridayplans.com and see for yourself.
When is a basketball more than a basketball? When it connects a wide-eyed kid to life-changing coaches, mentors, and medical care. Becomes a passport to see the world and an opportunity to build a name into a brand. Helps a player with potential turn a scholarship into a college degree. And start life after basketball debt-free. For college athletes, a basketball just means more.
Dari Patrick Slay, we'll see in just a few minutes at the half. Show you how Kentucky got a big win, come from behind at Florida, also Auburn, a historic win in Fayetteville. But what are you guys seeing so far here?
Well, I'm seeing this Tennessee defense is making it very difficult on Ole Miss to find anything. Chance they might break away here.
Guards were the story coming in. Adu putting in work for Tennessee.
We'll see y'all shortly.
I appreciate that. Jonas Adu, 12 points to lead the way for Tennessee. The closest scorer after him is James with 4.
Well, and I like the looks Tennessee has been getting. The story there offensively for Tennessee is 2 for 13. See if they can right the ship from that regard. And for Ole Miss, the quicker the game has been, whether it's those slide ball turnovers or off a missed shot, the better.
Ole Miss shooting under 40% here in this first half. Only down by 8. It feels like with the defensive pressure for Tennessee, they should be up a lot more right now.
Yeah, but I mean that can be Tennessee basketball too. Is Rick Barnes says, yeah, we can go 2 of 13 from 3. And guess what? We can hold you to a low percentage too and be up 8. And so that's the beauty of Tennessee. As aesthetically pleasing it might not be from deep sometimes, they're pretty darn good of not letting their offensive success dictate their defensive intensity.
See what Ole Miss drew up here out of the timeout. Try to get Morrell going. Cisse's trying to call for it inside. Instead, it's Caldwell off the bounce. Air ball. Cisse rejected by the rim. No, they're going to say it was a jump ball tied up by James.
A good battle by James. He was on that mismatch, as you pointed out, and the air ball was actually in favor of Ole Miss there. Made for an easy opportunity for Cisse, but active hands by James.
Possession hour stays with Ole Miss. 6 on the shot clock. Breakfield's got to recognize. Trying to get downhill. His runner off the window, and it goes.
Tennessee did everything they wanted. Forced the catch way out, and so 6 seconds on the clock. Breakfield just says, I got to make something happen. And he has been the one bright spot offensively now with 10 points for Ole Miss.
James had that one stripped away by Murray. Here comes Ole Miss on the breakout. They've got numbers, 3 on 2. Murray through the entire team, and he's fouled by Connect. How about Jalen Murray at 5'11" making it happen?
We've talked about those strip and rips. When you drive against Ole Miss, you better expect quick hands. And Murray, known for his three-point shooting, and the percentages and stats say that he's not great at the rim, but I'm not buying it. I mean, this guy attacks the rim. I think he's pretty good and can do more of it. That time gets himself to the line.
When he asked Chris Beard about his star point guard, all he could say is, he's from the Bronx.
Yeah.
He's got that toughness. You don't even have to say anything to him because that's what he brings to the table.
Yeah, he is, in many ways, I think could be the identity of this Ole Miss team because of that swagger and toughness he brings. Not only on offense, but the head of the snake defensively. And he knows what it takes to win, too. He was on that St. Peter's team. He's experienced.
Ziegler loses his man all the way to the rim. Look at the speed from Zakai Ziegler.
Yeah, an unfavorable matchup there. You do not want Breakfield switched out on Ziegler, and Ziegler with his high IQ took advantage right away.
Under 2 minutes to play in this first half. Tennessee up by 6. Murray gets free, and Morrell with the lay-in.
On a nice read by Ole Miss. Morrell knows they're trying to chase him on the three-point line. That time he cuts towards the basket, gets rewarded.
Three ball goes, and all of a sudden Tennessee starting to feel the touch from the outside. Murray nods it his big man Cisse. One of the screens, Cisse slipped, and Murray keeps it. Launching the three, and he's starting to feel it. Yeah, Jalen Murray getting hot.
When he starts bouncing that ball, and he starts feeling you and sizing you up, rarely is he going to try to beat you off the bounce. He's just trying to get you on your heels so he can rise and pop.
I love the non-verbal communication he was having with his big man there. There are a minute to play in this first half. Adu's been the star for Tennessee. And another turnover. Flanagan finds Morrell from beyond the arc. Too strong. And Cisse with the offensive rebound, but he's out of bounds.
Nice push by Ole Miss. Good find by Ole Miss. But here's Murray. When he's bouncing this ball, he's just sizing up. He's not going to go past you. He's just trying to rock you a little bit, wait for your hands to be down, and then it's just too late. One of the most confident players in the league right now.
Tennessee started this game 0 for 5 from 3 ever since. They're 3 for 9. Zeeler with a crossover finds his big man. Punched away by Sharp. Stays here with the Volunteers. Mashack rips down the three. Shot clock turned off, under 20 seconds to play in this first half, and here comes the crowd. Murray with the blow by. Get that out of here. Wait, we do have a foul on the floor. We're going to call Ziegler with the reach-in.
And a nice design play by Chris Beard. They came up with Morrell, who was faking the ball screen on Murray. And it was a ghost screen, which left Ziegler on an island with that hard right penetration. Design drive by Beard to get to the basket. If you're Chris Beard, you got to be pretty pleased, right? We keep going back to those 10 4-minute games he talked about. The second 4 minutes, not so good, but they've scratched and clawed and managed to manufacture points off their turnovers. And I think they're in a pretty good spot, all things considered.
Jalen Murray, 10 points, 7 rebounds, one of the smallest guys on the floor. He's just doing everything right now.
He's a fighter. Again, I love, you see Ziegler in the background. For those joining us late, you got Long Island on Bronx. You got underdog against underdog. But make no mistake about it, it's alpha dog on alpha dog too.
All right, 7 seconds left. What's the play here for Tennessee?
I think there's enough time to get some dribble penetration, but with James, not quite as quick as the dribble up the court.
Mashack has to hoist it, and he beats the buzzer. How about that way to end the first half for Tennessee?
This guy is in for his defense, and when you ask me what's Tennessee want at the buzzer, I'm not sure Mashack is their first option, but just enough time on the clock for James to penetrate, draw a help defender, and hit Mashack. Nice pump fake patience, and when Tennessee could not make a shot, it's been Mashack late with back-to-back triples.
So Tennessee all of a sudden starting to heat up from beyond the arc. They close out the half with a 9-point lead. What a good one we got here in Knoxville. Let's send it to the guys in the studio.
It is the SEC Halftime Report. Patrick Young, Ron Slay, Dari Noka. That's a big three. You kind of start to wonder. Here's what I'm asking, because we're learning about Ole Miss as we go. How many times are they going to make a little run before and then kind of get kicked in the gut by Tennessee again, right? And that's kind of what we saw several times in this first half. But Tennessee, 9-point lead right now.
Yeah, and Tennessee, you got to give credit to their defense, holding them in this game and not giving up the three-pointers for Ole Miss, even though they're getting open looks. You're missing yours, so you're giving them fast break points. They're getting an opportunity to get out and run. But when these shots start falling, like Jamal Mashack, things can get a little different.
And first off, I have to correct you, Dari. We are the big three.
Okay.
Us three.
We are?
We are the big three.
DB's been here all day before now. Was he not?
Alternate big three.
Alternate, yeah. Just we'll figure that out. But anyways, we'll work on that. Tennessee is the type of team that will make you pay for not playing sound basketball. Even though, as Jay Stu and I talk about a lot, Tennessee goes through those spurts where they just can't score, can't figure out how to get a basket. Dalton Connect's got these 2 early fouls. He can score on 3 levels. He he's that good. But he's got 2 fouls right now.
Yeah.
And Tennessee, because they can always fall back on their foundation, their principles of defending, Ole Miss is struggling. And they're starting to find it, but if Ole Miss takes bad shots, they're going to pay for it on the other side.
They are, and I think that's where you miss a guy going down the stretch last year in Zakai Ziegler. You didn't have anybody else to create. He is the heart and soul of this team, so when Connect is missing, you get a big-time 3 at the top of the key for Zakai Ziegler. 4 assists. They got 13 total assists, and they're missing shots.
Yeah.
Just imagine when they start making it.
13 assists on 16 made buckets. You like that. That's a ratio you will take.
Yeah.
And then the Meshack 3 at the end of the half.
Right.
That's a big one, too.
That's huge.
That's the one where Chris Beard's going to have to pick some heads up, right?
Look at this. You're taught, though, Chris Beard, to play gap defense. So you help off knowing that the clock is running down. That's a deep, deep closeout for you to get back to that corner. Meshack did a good job relocating, not staying close to the ball. That's when you get an opportunity. You see me up.
I see you up.
Hey, P.Y.,
Hey.
this mean look.
I'm
It's the
find something
SEC.
negative.
It mean a little something more. It mean a little something with orange pump in my chest. That's all I'm saying. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Make more layups, Tennessee.
This is what we needed, though. Like, this is after the last couple of weeks, we've needed basketball like today, and it's been a good day for your opening day of men's conference hoops. How about this one? Kentucky visiting the house that PY built there in Gainesville, of course, Florida.
The swamp.
Both teams come in red hot. Gators have won 6 in a row. Kentucky's won 4 in a row. Riley Kugel, 3-ball, good. 10 points in his first 5 minutes of playing time. Florida up 4. They led by as many as 11, but Kentucky battled back. DJ Wagner, 3.
It's something different, man. We go
just
one
better
foot
than
flat.
I'm just better than you. That's what that shot was. That's cute.
Bradshaw.
That's cute.
League's top 3-point shooting team only hit 5 out of 20, but still gets a big road win in Gainesville. How about this battle? Mississippi State and South Carolina, who came in 12-1 on the season. 2 best scoring defenses in the SEC. Points at a premium. Jimmy Bell, little turnaround jumper.
That's with Tolu Smith being back, though.
Yeah,
Michie
he's
Johnson, man.
handled that one. And then there's Michie. 23 for Michie. South Carolina continues its best start in 8 seasons. They've won 10 straight at home, 9-0 at home this year. Oof. Throw that thing down.
Don't you dare jump with him, ever.
Throw that thing down. 9-point ball is leaving.
There's a reason why it's called a possession. It's not just who has the ball, but the opportunity. From Lexington to Nashville to Columbia, possession means this moment has your name on it. All you have to do is take it. So be ready and don't miss your shot. Pfizer and the SEC are teaming up to remind fans that updated COVID-19 shots are available. Learn more and find a vaccine option at schedulecovidvax.com.
Next season on Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
What's happening, Sheriff? It's a transfer portal. It's out of control. We're losing our defense. No! Not our starting quarterback! We need him! You can't leave! Our offense revolves around you! Give me your other hand! That's what Dr. Pepper is! It's okay, I understand! You can't let go of your Dr. Pepper.
Absolutely not.
Quarterbacks are replaceable.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
The University of Tennessee is on the rise, lighting the way in everything we do. From theater to supply chain management to advanced materials. Creating leaders in the field, on the field, and in every field. The best way to rise is to lift others up and reach for the summit together. It takes each one of us giving our all. It takes a volunteer.
A Lifetime original movie.
Who's that in the picture? We've been talking for a little while.
Ripped from the headlines.
Toby?
Inspired by real events.
The Abuser streams live for a paying audience on the dark web.
I need to know. Where's my daughter?
This is a man capable of the darkest brutality.
Our show is not over yet.
I've got a big ending planned.
Girl in the Video. Premieres Saturday at 8. Only on Lifetime.
My dad's addiction and death from overdosing on opioids has taught me everybody knows somebody who is struggling with this very problem. Losing my mentor, my best friend, somebody who made me the person that I am. He took one pill.
one pill too many that ultimately killed him.
Justin Hill, you make it 17. Hill hit 4 of his 8 from outside.
Mike White got him playing with a lot of confidence down there in Athens.
But Mizzou Arena got to rock, and Aiden Shaw, 14 points for him. Mizzou up 3. Now Georgia up 1. Silas Demery Jr. buries the 3. How about them dogs right now in a 9-game winning?
Wide open. Wide open.
Auburn, Arkansas. Ugh. Turn around. Go back home. Don't even show up if you're. Oh my goodness.
Would that have made a difference?
If they'd have gone home. Janai Broom.
He was in the room.
He was in the room. Yeah.
The broom room.
Were you sick listening to us?
People I don't feed into that.
Yeah, okay. Don't feed into that.
Let them have it, dude.
Auburn outscores Arkansas by 25 in the second half and gives the Razorbacks their worst loss in the history of Bud Walton Arena. In fact, their worst loss to a college team at home ever. More on that later tonight on SEC Now. Meanwhile, Alabama, Vandy, the Commodores were hanging around a little bit. Alabama, toughest schedule in the country, but they open on the road in Nashville. A little turnaround. How about that shot?
Nice.
Jason Rivera-Torres.
Right there in front of Coach Stacks, and I need some more time, Coach.
Yeah, 20 points for him, and then Aaron Estrada to Grant Nelson, who gets the three-point play, 78-75. Bama in a game that was not easy by any stretch. Santiago Vescovi for 3. Ball's up 9. We're back in a moment. Second half getting closer.
I'm a guy who lost a bet and my dignity.
Get out of the way!
As if watching my team lose wasn't punishment enough. What are you looking at, huh? What are you? It's a 1-speed. And if you have cut rate car insurance, odds are you'll be paying for that yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me. Hey, I'm walking here.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on Deal Dash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
What's my Safe Flight story?
I'm a photographer, and when I'm driving, I see inspiration right through my glass. So when my windshield cracked, it had to be fixed right. I scheduled with Safe Flight Auto Glass. Their experts replaced my windshield and recalibrated my car's advanced safety system.
Safe Flight is the one I trust. They focus on safety, so I can focus on this view.
Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace.
How to get 100 milligram generic Viagra for just 87 cents in less than 16 seconds. First, go to getfridayplans.com and then you select why you need generic Viagra, the quantity you need, and the dosage. Then their system will see if you qualify. Give it a second to find the best deals, and boom, look at that. 87 cents for each 100 milligram tablet. The prescription and shipping are free. Go to getfridayplans.com and see for yourself.
Legacy isn't just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going Ole Miss.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again!
I'm going to break the world record.
I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to give back to my community.
And our alma mater.
I am the first in my family to graduate.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
All right, here's where we sit. Second half coming up just moments from now. Tennessee up 9. The big 3 from Jemai Mashack to make it 9 just before the end of the first half. So here we go. I'm going to make you Tennessee, Patrick Young. Put this thing away. What's the key?
Well, good thing for Tennessee here is, first off, Dalton Knecht, even though he hasn't been the guy that he's been all year, Tennessee is still playing really well. So you want to stay the course, but also say, don't allow human nature and a thought of, oh, we can relax because we're at home. This is Ole Miss. Ole Miss is dangerous, and I'm going to let my boy tell me how dangerous they are.
Well,
get back in this.
Let me tell you, I like what you're getting from Murray and Brakefield, but you need consistency out of Flanagan. We talked about that earlier. Also, you need a guy like Morrell to come on. And your bigs, the front court is dominated in a sense. What they do in Awaka, you need your guys, your 7-footers, Sharp and Cisse, 175, 171, to have an impact. Rebound, defend the basket.
All right, 9-point lead, Ole Miss right now, along with Houston, the only 2 unbeatens left in all of men's Division I basketball. Tennessee trying to ice this thing and give the Rebels their first loss of the season. Second half around the corner.
Thanks everyone, especially Vicky. She's been with us since the beginning and saved us enough on our insurance to help us open our second location.
Auto Owners offers a variety of discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Vicky.
That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Who are you talking to anyway?
It's a commercial.
On a Cursed, Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
See ya.
Caleb Williams, you gotta get out of here. Fansville is cursed.
No, Fansville's not cursed.
I swear on Dr. Pepper, it's real.
I'm not superstitious. I'm number 13.
13? No.
And I'm on the cover of this magazine and this video game.
The Compass, no!
I'm literally walking under 3 ladders as we speak.
Ladder Emporium, no!
I even have a black cat.
Get out while you can!
That was weird.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
When are sports more than sports? When your highlight reel opens the door to 4 years of higher education, 0 student loan debt, and NIL earning potential. When your stats include free room and board, nutrition and mental health support, plus medical care with extended coverage. And when your experiences, friendships, and development put you in the win column for life. For college athletes, sports just mean more.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone, men from all over the area have come to the Tennessee Men's Clinic to treat their ED and low T issues. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels and gotten their sex life back. A visit is only $99 and includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test and a medical consult. Give the team at the clinic a call at 615-208-9090 or go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com.
Hive is the sustainable marketplace that helps you make a positive impact on the planet. Support fair trade while sipping on coffee. Make a difference by simply making a sandwich. And help our communities by helping yourself to another bar of chocolate. Let's bring on social good by bringing home the groceries. To get started, take up to 20% off your order with code HAPPYPLANET. Visit hivebrands.com to buy what you believe in.
A sold-out Food City Center. It's actually over capacity. 21,932 in attendance to see Tennessee with a 9-point lead over Ole Miss at the half in this top 25 matchup. What's up, everybody? Alongside Dane Bradshaw, John Schriffen. So Tennessee started that half 1 for 11 for 3. They ended the half making 4 threes in a row. But Jalen Murray for Ole Miss just would not go away.
Yeah, it wasn't a perfect half by any means for Ole Miss, but I thought they stuck with it. And yes, Jalen Murray, the transfer from St. Peter's, this guy was all over the place. 8 rebounds, 11 points, and when nobody else could get it going offensively for Ole Miss, it was Jalen Murray making plays happen, whether it was in transition or off the bounce, deep from 3. He and Brakefield were really the 2 guys that got into any sort of rhythm offensively. And when Tennessee was starting to become bricklayers in that first half, Coach Barnes wanted them to keep shooting, keep their confidence, and they did so, followed Coach's instructions, and it paid off with 4 straight triples to close the half. None bigger momentum-wise than Meshack's triple at the buzzer.
Tennessee hitting their last 4 threes from the field to open up a 9-point lead here in this top 25 matchup.
Now, John, I think a big thing for Ole Miss is this is a Tennessee team that had 13 assists on 16 makes. I don't think you could beat Tennessee allowing them to share the ball that way. You got to make them play a little bit more one-on-one.
Connect has that one rejected, but they call the foul on Sharp. And We talked at the break. You talked about how Connect hadn't got going, and there they go, first touch.
Yeah, I like the play call because you got to get number 3 involved here. I mean, this guy is your leading scorer, didn't get many looks. They got to be more aggressive getting him the ball, but he's got to be more aggressive when he has the ball in his hands. So no surprise, a play call for Dalton Connect.
Last season, he was the Big Sky scoring champ when he played for Northern Colorado. They needed some more scoring punch. He was in the transfer portal. They brought him over, and man, has he been lighting it up.
He has, and we talked about that Tennessee shooting slump in the first half, and that's where one of his roles is, hey, I'm a guy that can go get us one when we're having that shooting slump, and he was missing in action a little bit. They got to find ways to get him the ball more.
So Sharp can't keep that one alive, so it'll stay here with Tennessee after Connect missed the second. Adu had a strong first half, 12 points for the big man. And shot clock's down to 5. Ziegler keeps his dribble alive, tipped out of bounds. 3.1 on the shot clock for the Volunteers.
And they had a switch there, 7'5" on 5'9", and then also the advantage down low. Tennessee just couldn't get anything out of it. Got to watch Connect on these corner threes here. Good job by Ole Miss taking it away.
Ziegler, pump fake, man in the air, knocks down the 3. That's 5 threes in a row for Tennessee.
Well, they took away the first look at Ole Miss on Connect's corner 3 opposite. Ziegler bails them out.
Largest lead of the game, Tennessee up by 13. Here's Morrell, open, jumper, short.
Great movement and cuts by Morrell. Just hasn't been able to find his stroke here this evening.
2 for 7 from the floor for Morrell. He's got 4 points. That one blocked by the 7'5" Sharp. And he is all of 7'5". Nice spin in the lane by Flanagan, and he gets it to go, plus the foul. Nice. Alan Flanagan, the senior transfer from Auburn.
Spins back. James just gets caught slapping at his wrist there. And Flanagan, this Ole Miss team, not going to go away. And even though Tennessee had guys back, they were retreating. And that's where Ole Miss has been at their best, is getting things going in transition.
Flanagan decided to transfer from Auburn, wanted just a different role. And he's more involved in the offense here at Ole Miss. And he's cut this lead now down to 10. James goes back to his left. Oh, he finished over Sharp.
I'm telling you, historically, Josiah Jordan James pulls up. And it is nice for Tennessee fans to see him attack the basket and get rewarded with that.
He challenged the shot blocker. He said, come get some of this.
Well, it was a sick crossover in between the legs dribble to get there.
And then James comes away with a rebound, leading the break. Adu called for it, back to the basket, finds Connect, and Sharp called for the goaltend.
Really unselfish play by Adu, and a great cut by Connect, because Adu could have had the mismatch, but then he back cut. And then here's James here. Watch this crossover between the legs. Whoop! Gets Brakefield off of him, and really a good, strong contest by Sharp. But the ball just hit the perfect angle for Josiah Jordan James.
Largest lead, Tennessee up by 14. Flanagan, one-on-one against Connect. Turnaround jumper, too strong. And an over-the-back foul called against Moussa Cisse.
He can make that shot, but there are times where they can settle for some contested mid-range twos.
One of the things Rick Barnes has challenged Zakai Ziegler is, how do you make guys better at the point guard position? You see him being vocal, trying to get guys involved.
He's a pass-first guy, but if you dare him to beat you offensively, he can do that as well.
He finds Connect, open for 3, knocked down.
Just a quick extra pass by Ziegler. He could have taken it himself. Connect, shot ready. Boy, the way Ziegler just chased Morrell through all of those screens. Ole Miss unable to get their sharpshooter the rock.
Brakefield pick and roll with Cisse, picks up his dribble, now the turnaround jumper, and he'll be fouled by Connect. That'll be his third foul.
This is the ball movement by Tennessee. This is why they have 16 assists on 20 made baskets. You close out to one, you get in your rotations, they spread you out, they got shooters all over the floor. And all of a sudden, as bad as they started from beyond the arc, here they are, 7 of 18 on the night, 39%.
So Brakefield, the Duke transfer, will go to the line to shoot 2.
Brakefield's just a great kid. I talked to former head coach Kermit Davis at the end of last season. He said, man, I just so disappointed in the way the season ended because guys like Jamie and Brakefield that did every single thing I ever asked of him. Tremendous kid. So no surprise, he was ready for his opportunity with this new coaching staff, and he's excelling.
So Brakefield will get a breather as Brandon Murray comes back in on the floor for the Rebels. Tennessee has hit their last 3 shots from the floor. They ended the half hot, and they started the second half on fire. Vescovi. Flanagan with a little push-off, creates some space.
Well, Tennessee making Ole Miss try to beat them from 2. This is an Ole Miss team that came in 8th in the country, 40% from deep. And Tennessee has, for the most part, taken away the 3-ball from Ole Miss's offense.
Ziegler, how about that New York on New York crime?
So Guy Ziegler says, hey, I know you're making a statement in the SEC. There's only room for one of us. This is my league. These two are going to have some fun battles. Both these guys don't back down from one another. And Murray was barking after the first shot, and Ziegler, he's the quiet guy. He's like the kid in the back of the class that's chirping just as much as everybody else but never gets caught. He'll talk with them too now.
I'm from New York City. City guys do not like guys on the island. They are very different people. This has been a fun matchup to watch. Murray with the left comes to a jump stop in the lane. And Cisse pushed to the back on the rebound. The foul called against Adu. That's his second. Tennessee trying to pull away. Largest lead. They're up by 18 here in this SEC opener.
Watch me dance the night away.
When you live in SEC country, you see it, hear it, and feel it everywhere you go. The traditions and rivalries surround you. And there's no such thing as too much. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more and helps you plan for the next one. Because in an SEC world,
I'll be right with you.
We're the SEC Bank.
Welcome to Regions. How can I help you?
If you are not buying generic Viagra from Friday Plans, you are throwing money away. They are giving away 100 milligram generic Viagra for just 87 cents. Let me show you. First, go to getfridayplans.com and then you select why you need generic Viagra, the quantity you need, and the dosage. Then their system will see if you qualify. Give it a second to find the best deals, and boom, look at that. 87 cents for each 100 milligram tablet. The prescription and shipping are free. Go to getfridayplans.com and see for yourself.
Lunch? Yes, please.
That'll be $23.
Your ad says it's free.
It is for our Economy Ultimate passengers who paid extra.
I'll just have water.
Okay, cash or card?
For water?
Well, at AT&T, when we offer you our best iPhone deals, we guarantee it. Even on the new iPhone 15 Pro. Check it out, made with titanium.
We do have free movies with the purchase of headphones.
I'll just use my iPhone.
Only AT&T gives everyone our best deals on any iPhone with any popular plan. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
Zakai Ziegler starting to heat up, and he's bringing his guys with him.
this is the heart and soul of the Tennessee team. There's no question they missed him at the end of last year when he went down with that left ACL injury. Even after he recovered and lived in the training room to get back in 100% shape. He was rusty to start this season. I think he'd tell you that himself. And heck, when you go 100 miles per hour on the court like that, it's hard to figure out where the ball is and get your handle right, get your shot going when you go as fast as he does. But here as of late, you can tell he is back to his old self, and he is the heartbeat of this Tennessee team.
Sometimes when you see smaller guards, a guy like him, 5'9", he's so quick, he can get by people so easily. You see them force things, but that's not part of his game.
No, it's not. I think he's gotten smarter throughout his career with the ball. And you knew his effort was always there. And his defense, there were times as a point guard, as a decision maker, you could question it some. Just did he know when he was getting too deep? Could he handle the trap? We saw a skip pass from across the court to Vescovi when Ole Miss tried to trap him. That's the evolution of Zakai Ziegler as a floor general. I'll tell you, the unsung hero for Tennessee in that first half is 15 and White. Jahmai Mashack came off the bench. You know what he brings to the table defensively. But him knocking down those 2 threes, especially that corner one at the buzzer, really gave Tennessee some momentum heading into the halftime.
It's the reach and foul called against James. That's his second. Ole Miss needs to get it in. And they call the timeout before the 5-second call.
Tennessee doing such a good job following the scouting report. I mean, these coaches spend endless hours on every single play possible. And baseline out of bounds defense is one of those. And oftentimes teams will figure out, hey, we're going to switch this one, but you got to get through the next one. And Tennessee executes this perfectly. Watch, they're going to get one switch, and then that time Zakai Ziegler's got to get through, and then you're denying. Then you got Adu on the ball. That's when you can create some of those extra opportunities for your team.
What's my Safe Light story? I see inspiration right through my glass. So when my windshield cracked, I chose Safe Light. They replaced the glass and recalibrated my safety system. That's service I can trust.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business in 1929, he relied on 4 important values: freshness, quality, variety, and service. I'm proud to carry on his legacy, but from a bigger space. We still freshly roast, season, and dip delicious nuts here in New Jersey and deliver them with the freshest dried fruits, snacks, and sweets to families that love our products all around the country, including mine.
We think you'll love Nuts.com too. So check us out and enjoy 20% off plus free shipping on your first order.
How to get 100 milligram generic Viagra for just 87 cents in less than 16 seconds. First, go to GetFridayPlans.com and then you select why you need generic Viagra, the quantity you need, and the dosage. Then their system will see if you qualify. Give it a second to find the best deals, and boom! Look at that! 87 cents for each 100 milligram tablet. The prescription and shipping are free. Go to GetFridayPlans.com and see for yourself.
Icy hot. Ice works fast. Heat makes it last. Feel the power of contrast therapy. So you can rise from pain. Icy hot.
Welcome back to Food City Center here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hey, shout out to the students here at Tennessee. Even though they're on break and they don't come back towards the end of the month, still showing up strong. It's a sellout, over capacity. Dane, you used to play in this building. What is it like? Because this thing is electric.
Well, first, I think there's a couple students that will tell you I'm always on break. It doesn't matter. No, it is. I mean, it's a special place. And as arenas around the country are going smaller to create that 8,000 to 9,000 type atmosphere, and yes, there's a place for that. They become popular for a reason, but there is still a spot for the 20,000 plus type places, and a big reason why it is so tough to go on the road and win here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And look, they're relevant. When I first started playing here, they were bringing down the black curtains. I mean, if the team's not good, yeah, they might not show up in full capacity, but credit to Rick Barnes, who just put his fingerprints all over this program from day one. Tennessee fans appreciate how hard this team plays, how they compete off the court. You couldn't ask for better guys. And the fans have certainly done their part during this Rick Barnes era to create a terrific home court advantage.
Now it's James getting on the floor with the steal. Now they're setting up Adu in the post, turning left hand off the window, silky smooth.
It doesn't get any better than that for Adu. This is a right-handed guy that trusts that left hand so much. And that wasn't a bunny down low. That was 5 feet out.
Now Murray comes back. The Georgetown transfer finishes with the left.
One of the few times they've been able to get to the rim here in the second half. So many mid-range contested pull-ups for Ole Miss. They got to find a way to get their three ball going or at the rim.
Zealer does a great job keeping his dribble alive. Never gets stuck in any spots. James, hard bounce, finishing over the defender.
When I say too many contested mid-range jumpers, James is an exception. I mean, he can make that over just about anybody. We saw him open the game over 7'5" Sharp.
Tipped out of bounds, it's Tennessee ball. Caldwell thought it was tipped on the 3 attempt.
I can't tell you how good this is for a big man to have this much skill and touch and just trust this. I mean, this is off the block, high off the glass. That is hours and hours and reps in the gym to be prepared to make that an SEC play.
And that's over a 7-footer in Musa Cisse.
Absolutely.
20-point lead for the Volunteers.
For young kids at home, I mean, silly turnover by Tennessee. It's one thing to be able to make a left-handed layup. It's another one to be able to trust it. And again, that's part of the hard work, being able to be ambidextrous down low, or as my partner in the studio there, Ron Slay, would tell us, he was amphibious as well.
All right, if you're Ole Miss, how do you get back in this game here?
I think you got to try to increase the tempo. If you can get a bucket, get into a press. Even though Tennessee's shooting it well, try to make Tennessee take quick shots early in the shot clock.
Morrell was out of bounds when the ball touched him.
Even right now on a miss, they're setting something up full court here. Try to trap, even if it doesn't result in a turnover. You know, maybe it becomes quick shots for Tennessee, so you can get off to the races on the other end.
That's me getting pumped. Now gets inside to his big man, Adu. Misses with the left, tipped with the right. Third tip, tries another attempt, back up. There is no quitting Jonas Adu, and he gets a trip to the free throw line.
Well, and as Ole Miss goes with their small lineup with Brakefield at the 5, Tennessee says, no, we're not going to adjust to you and go small. We're going to go big and pound it in down low with Adu. And that's the trust they have on the defensive end to be able to say, no, we can guard your small lineup with our 5-man. On the other end of the court, can you guard us? And so a really nice seal by Adu.
If Tennessee can get a consistent production from Adu in the post, shoot it from outside, and then defend like they do every game, look out for this team.
No question. I mean, that's what has Tennessee fans thinking Final Four hopes, because of everything you just mentioned. They can be extremely balanced. They have veterans. They have toughness. They have defense. They've got some star power. They check a lot of boxes, and no reason they can't make a big-time deep run in March. And they'll be a force in SEC play for sure, but they've built a nice resume, and that's where you want to hang on to that. If you can get a 1 seed, of course, great, but that 2 seed area, that looks like a realistic possibility for them.
So breaking the action as Flanagan has a little blood, they got to clean it up. Here's our Wednesday night college basketball doubleheader. Number 5, Tennessee takes on Mississippi State in our first game at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Then it's off to the Pavilion in Oxford for number 22, Ole Miss, hosting Florida. Should be a great night of hoops right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. How about the games today in the SEC?
Gosh, Florida played so well and unable to get that victory against Kentucky. They had the home court advantage, just could not close it out. Reed Shepherd of Kentucky making those free throws late. Bradshaw, 7-foot big man that just become available recently with a dagger 3. But there's no time to feel sorry for yourself, is there? I mean, this is an Ole Miss team. If they can't mount a comeback here, Florida ain't going to be feeling sorry for them. They need to get their first SEC win as well. And then you saw Tennessee's next game against Mississippi State. That's a Bulldog team that came across Lamont Paris and the Gamecocks, who outside of Ole Miss, South Carolina to me is the surprise of the league. Of teams you did not expect to be where they are. He's done a terrific job in year 2.
Adu misses, but Meshack keeps it alive, and he'll be fouled on the rebound. How about the hustle by Jahmai Meshack, a junior out of Fontana, California.
This is that balance for Chris Beard. All right, let's get more shooters. Let's spread it out more offensively. But as you put the 7-footers and your rim protection on the bench, you give up a lot defensively as well. So that's where Brakefield and others just have to play bigger than their size if they're going to have this type of lineup in.
You know, earlier this season when Tennessee played Purdue, Meshack was the guy who went to Rick Barnes and says, I want to guard Edey.
Right.
I mean, he didn't really get to guard him that much in game, but that's the kind of intensity he has.
Absolutely.
Turning and getting fouled is Tobe Awaka.
Tennessee, again, they sub out Adu and bring in another 5-man. And it is not a coincidence. They are pounding the ball in down low every single time against this smaller lineup.
Second personal called against Brakefield. Awaka, another one of those New York guys from Hyde Park, New York. He traveled 5 hours round trip to go to high school in the Bronx, Cardinal Hayes, because his family takes so much pride in his education. He knew he had to step up his game to play a better level of competition. 5 hours round trip on the train, making sure to get his homework done. Here's the home run pass. And it's too long, turnover.
And Awaka, a former AAU teammate of Zakai Ziegler. And as much trust Barnes has in Ziegler, he said, hey, Zakai, should we take him? He said, you got to, coach. That boy's a bull. And he is not disappointed. He is an absolute brick wall, and his knowledge of the game just keeps getting better and better. Tip of the hat to the player development for this Tennessee coaching staff.
How often are players your best recruiters?
Yeah, absolutely. And as tough as Rick Barnes is on players here at Tennessee, you got to have guys like James, like Vescovy, like Zakai, when they're having recruits in to say, hey, yeah, he's going to be hard on you and hold you to a high standard, but that coach loves me to death and I'll do anything for him. I mean, those are your best recruiters, to your point.
So the 7th foul against Ole Miss in the bonus. Awaka goes to the line. There's no let up for Tennessee. Look at Ziegler. He's going to pick you up full court.
And as they go to their bench as well, I mean, there's just not a guy that comes in off the bench that the opponent says, hey, let's go at him. You just don't have that drop-off defensively for Tennessee.
Murray and James thought he got the block, but they call him for the foul.
Yeah, James disappointed. He's been so good for Tennessee, but more importantly, he's been reliable. He was out quite a bit last season with some injuries, took a while to come back, but his availability has been perfect this season and really carved out a niche and just gotten better in every facet, shooting the ball with a ton of confidence and his voice in the locker room. And I saw it at shoot-around today. They were working on a play they call ladder, and coach goes, everybody got ladder? And they're like, yeah. They nod their head. James goes, hey, y'all don't have ladder. Y'all got ladder? They're like, yeah, we probably need to see it one time. I mean, that's the type of coach you have in the locker room with a fifth-year guy like Josiah Jordan-James.
He also can play so many different positions.
Yes.
I mean, defensively, he's never really a mismatch. He can play, naturally, his position's a 4, but he can play the 5, he can play the 3. I mean, there's so many ways you can put him there defensively.
That's a great point. Came into this program playing point guard, and to be able to be that versatile, and yes, 4, he's at his best where he can get the most mismatches. But if they need to put him at the 5 to spread teams out and get more shooters, he'll do whatever it takes. Swiss Army knife.
Trying to go coast to coast, and the floater goes for Meshack.
Meshack, good job just keeping your dribble alive. And he was anticipating somebody coming to stop the ball, and Ole Miss just never did.
Brakefield through the contact, gets the shot plus the foul.
Well, here's Meshack. Priority number 1 for Ole Miss, you got to stop the ball. And nobody goes up there and claims that Flanagan's the last line of defense. It's too little, too late. But I still, for folks tuning in saying, I wasn't so sure about Ole Miss anyway, let me tell you something. This team was good in November. They got even better in December with those 2-time transfers. They've been shooting lights out recently from deep. A huge home win against Memphis, where they had the pavilion rocking. Let me tell you, this Ole Miss team is for real, but they've gone up against a stingy Tennessee defense. Might be as good as they'll face all season.
How do you come back from this if you're the Rebels? And what is the thing that you would fix right now?
Yeah, I think you just get yourself off the mat, and that's what Chris Beard will tell his teams. Guys, the only thing we can do is go back to work tomorrow. We're going to watch the film, and as one of his press conferences went viral, on Monday you're going to go into class, you're going to take your hat off, you're going to sit in one of the first rows, and you're going to do all the right things. And that's what this Ole Miss program is going to be about.
Hard finish by Flanagan, as Ole Miss will not go away, cutting the lead down to 20.
Flanagan was a guy, throughout his career, as a negative assist-to-turnover ratio. You weren't really sure about his decision-making. But here early on for Chris Beard, he has been positive in that category, showing you he has thrived in this system and making the right decisions.
Tipped out of bounds off of Sharp. It stays with Tennessee.
Tobey Owaka keeping that one alive. He came into this game with as many offensive rebounds on the season as he has defense. And Ole Miss struggles in that area, so no surprise if Owaka getting in the mix, and there's another offensive rebound.
My goodness, Meshack. The motor on him, he does not stop.
Yeah, and so if you're Chris Beard, you say, guys, I know that was a good defense. Yeah, they got us, but that's inexcusable. We can't be giving up those type of opportunities where the team up 20 is playing like they're down 20. And credit Tennessee for not playing the scoreboard. As this shot goes up, Ole Miss players, they look at the ball instead of looking at bodies. And Meshack makes them pay.
So the 17th foul against Tennessee, as Ole Miss now in the bonus. We still have over 12 minutes to play in this game.
And that's really the first time we've called Murray's name. It was so good for Ole Miss in that first half. And so Tennessee made their own adjustments of who to take away, where to pound the ball to offensively.
Ziegler, entry pass. Owaka from the seat throws it away. Murray inside finds Sharp, and the 7'5" center finishes.
Well, a great relocation by Sharp. He saw Murray driving left, so he went to the opposite block, and Murray with the heads-up dime. Really nice play.
Man, you got to throw that thing down, right? Pick and roll. Owaka underneath. Ziegler from straight on. Bang, bang!
And Ole Miss, who thrives on keeping the ball out of the middle. Tennessee's done such a nice job all game long playing in the middle third of the court instead of getting trapped on those sides.
Murray can't get the finish. And Tennessee has really been doing this without Dalton Knecht.
Right.
They've been finding other ways to get the scoring and clamping down defensively.
That's with a guy like Vescovi, people say, hey, what's up with his scoring this year? Well, there's so many other weapons. And yeah, he hadn't been shooting as well as he wants, but him being out there makes this offense better.
That was a low heat check right there.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, though.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
I know, right?
If there's ever time for a heat check, I'd say it's right now.
Caldwell spinning, gets his own miss. Murray trying to do it himself now. That one blocked. Good D by Gainey.
I thought early Ole Miss was able to get Morrell some looks coming off some screens. We'd like to see 11 get the ball. He's just struggled his whole career against Tennessee. 1 of 11, I believe, a year ago with defenders like Meshack all over him.
I mean, that's just too strong.
Yeah.
Owaka gets his own miss, and you see the strength underneath.
Yeah, and Flanagan got big boy down low, but as guards, you got to rebound down and go help with that. Right now, Tennessee has gotten the message at halftime. I think Rick Barnes might have had Inky Johnson come in there at halftime, give a little pep talk, because they have come out smoking on both ends of the court in this one.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Huh. How long have you been tracking our car's value with Carvana?
Just like 7 months.
Should we sell it?
We hold.
Hold.
Silver vans are going for more right now. Should we?
Our low mileage is paying off. You think we should?
Hold.
Depreciation's really heating up. You think? We just did 2.5%.
Now!
I'm on it.
Already sold to Carvana.
Go to Carvana and track your car's value today.
Icy hot. Ice works fast. Heat makes it last. Feel the power of contrast therapy. So you can rise from pain. Icy hot.
The buzzer beater. That moment when time stands still. Our collective breath held as the ball hovers above the rim. But almost a third of those shots were set up by a passer who made the smart choice. Throwing an assist takes trust, IQ, and total confidence in your decision. And the greatest one? My pass to Leitner in '92 wasn't too bad. Continental, the smart choice in tires.
Chris Beard, first-year head coach for Ole Miss, still drawing it up, trying to claw back into this game, but they've had shooting struggles from the opening tip for Ole Miss.
They have, and they've shot the ball extremely well lately, but they have not played a defense quite like Tennessee. And the tape is out on these Ole Miss Rebels, and they have earned that 13-0, and they got the attention of Tennessee as they have the rest of the SEC. But it has just been nothing but contested mid-range type shots, rarely getting to the rim. And why is that? It's because Tennessee guards the ball so well. They're one-on-one defense. Yes, they're in help position, but rarely do you force a rotation. Like, guys are there for help, but it's not needed. And so next thing you know, you're swinging the ball around, and the defense is just in that same spot, and you're getting a low percentage look.
We knew this was going to be the biggest test of the season for Ole Miss. Yeah. What this means is, how do you bounce back? It also says, I can't wait for the rest of the SEC season.
Isn't that the truth?
I mean, when you have teams like Ole Miss, South Carolina, teams people did not expect, now becoming competitive.
Well, I'm going to put Auburn in that mix. We knew they were starting to play really well, too. Maybe not a bona fide superstar, big man Janai Broome, but they go 10 deep, and they went to Arkansas today and gave the Razorbacks a historic loss at Bud Walton Arena. And Musselman always gets his teams going the deeper the season goes, but right now Auburn might be better than anybody thought.
Good help coming back. Morrell tipped that one away, denied the alley-oop for Connect.
I tell you, the guy does not hesitate on those lobs to Connect, does he? I mean, Connect had a highlight play earlier in the first half that I'd question, was the lob even available? And the guy's like, hey, you run, I'm throwing that thing up.
Ziegler's got 14 points, 6 assists on the night. Well, there's that length again guarding the inbound. Ole Miss with numbers on the breakout. Morrell, spot-up shooter for deep. Nothing but nylon.
There you go. He's one of the best pure shooters in the league. Even though tonight has not been his night, Matthew Morrell is on his way to be an all-SEC player, and I think he can play at the next level. He needs to impact the game in other ways besides scoring, and he's begun to do that with the way he's created turnovers and steals. But he really can be a three-level scorer now that he trusts that knee, explodes to the basket more, and you saw what he can do right there from deep. Barnes going to make an adjustment. How about instead of 5'9", taking it out against 7'5", let's put Josiah out there as the inbounds passer.
We see both seven-footers on the floor now for Ole Miss, so now they're trying to tinker with the lineup. And it doesn't matter. Adu still with a free lane to the rim.
Well, and they do this drop coverage as Ole Miss, and so Sharp's expecting to help on the ball handler, but Adu rolls so hard to the basket and beats him to the spot. Tennessee well prepared for that.
Adu now with 17 points, 9 rebounds on the night. Connect, got the 7-footer in the air, and he stepped out of bounds. Turnover. That's the 9th turnover on the night for Tennessee.
One of the few that weren't of the live ball variety, though. I think that's something they've done a better job here in the second half, is eliminating some of those careless turnovers that allowed Ole Miss to get going in transition.
side. This is Moussa Cisse backing down his man underneath, and he gets it to go.
This is a guy that's two-time Big 12 all-defensive team at Oklahoma State. Started his career at Memphis. And if you ever wonder, like, hey, I wonder what high school ball was like when you're 7 feet tall. How about at Lausanne where he won a state title? He had a triple-double in one game. 31 points, 22 boards, 21 blocks. That's what it's like to be 7 foot on the high school level. Cisse took advantage of it.
21 blocks. That's not even fair.
I didn't research the opponent, nor would it be fair for me to bring that up.
Back-to-back buckets inside for Ole Miss. And the lead once again back down to 20. So Rick Barnes calling a timeout as he senses Ole Miss go on a slight run here. We'll come back to Knoxville after this.
Lunch?
Yes, please.
That'll be $23.
Your ad says it's free.
It is for our Economy Ultimate passengers who paid extra.
I'll just have water.
Okay, cash or card?
For water?
Well, at AT&T, when we offer you our best iPhone deals, we guarantee it. Even on the new iPhone 15 Pro. Check it out, made with titanium.
We do have free movies with the purchase of headphones.
I'll just use my iPhone.
Only AT&T gives everyone our best deals on any iPhone with any popular plan. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
Florida heads to Knoxville to take on Tennessee.
Matharu. Oh, she got it! Rakia Jackson. 20.
Women's college basketball, Thursday on SEC Network, presented by Regions.
Hungry Root is here. I'm gonna open the box, and my refrigerator is packed.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Choose the VPN recommended by Forbes Advisor. Get the deal now. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Here's a hack for getting generic Viagra for just 87 cents. Go to getfridayplans.com. Select the quantity and dose. And boom! Look, 87 cents. The prescription is free and the shipping is free too. It's getfridayplans.com.
Gymnastics takes over the SEC Network every Friday night. Next week, our doubleheader starts in Tuscaloosa with number 8 Alabama hosting number 12 Missouri at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Then, 9th-ranked Kentucky takes on 17th-ranked Auburn at Neville Arena. Friday night highlights each week right here on SEC Network and the ESPN app. How about ESPN re-upping with the NCAA to cover college sports for long term? I mean, sports like gymnastics, which gets bonkers ratings. Yes. I mean, gymnastics is great TV.
Yeah, they've got some pretty good atmospheres as well.
So Rick
I do know it's tricky to call the highlights there in studio. I mean, you got to familiarize yourself. I mean, it's one thing when a guy out here gets a fast break dunk. If it's a 360, you still call it dunk. Right. Gymnastics, you better get it right. I know Peter Burns and Dari and Alyssa would never make such a mistake. They do their homework.
We had some tumblers at halftime, man. They put on a show here.
They sure did.
So out of the timeout, 20-point lead for Tennessee. Under 8 minutes to play in this ballgame. Ziegler, double team, dribbles out of it.
Better job by Ole Miss leaving that corner three to come over and take away that roll with an extra help defender.
There's the poke in by Morrell, and now he's got the breakout. Tipped away, stays with Ole Miss.
These baseline out of bounds plays, they really love to get Morrell a 3-ball. So keep your eye on 11 as Tennessee works on their switching.
Just throw it up to the big man inside Moussa Cisse, and he'll be fouled. This lineup with both 7-footers on the floor, it's been working for the Rebels.
It has, and according to KenPom, as I look it up, I don't think this lineup has played together all season long. And so they're bringing some size to the game to see they can't disrupt Tennessee on the interior. I mean, look, you're getting beat up on the glass on the other end of the court. You're allowing way too many second chance points. So if you're Ole Miss, you say, let's try to impose our will a little bit with 2 7-footers at one time.
Oh, does not get the friendly roll. Even in a game like this, where you may not come out with the win, you can learn a lot about who you are and figure out how to change things quick.
Oh, the rotations now for just about every team in the SEC probably aren't going to be what they are in February or even March. And for guys not in the rotation, I know for Tennessee specifically, Rick Barnes has always been a guy. He told us, he said, look, I'm a day-to-day guy. You might have a spot now, but if you don't practice hard, you won't have it tomorrow. And while that avoids complacency, it also allows guys on the bench to stick with it, knowing he'll put you in the rotation if you earn it, even if it's late in the season.
Shaq trying to get that one pulled down by Brakefield. What does that mean as a player, knowing that your spot is always up for grabs?
Well, if you're okay with it, if you enjoy accountability, and you usually aren't in that spot unless you are one of those guys that's going to work hard and not afraid of competition. It makes the team that much better. But if you're trying to come off the bench, instead of sitting there packing it in for the season and thinking, man, I've tried to get into the lineup, I had a good offseason, but just not good enough, you can forget about that. Keep working, keep going to the film room and getting up extra shots. And Rick Barnes will let you earn your spot, even if it's in February.
Vescovy with the kick out. Here's James driving baseline. James, catch and shoot, too strong. And that length by Ole Miss pulling down the rebound.
Yeah, it's consecutive stops for Ole Miss. I do like what James did, though. He drove baseline the first time. I mean, he's the one that's got a 7-footer on him. And this is a former point guard, so I'd like to get 30 the ball and let him make the big man go off the bounce, guard off the bounce.
Rick Barnes said we should be scoring 80+ every single night. And plays like that. The slow down by Adu as Tennessee's offense keeps rolling.
Yeah, Ole Miss is going to have to work on that ball screen coverage because Sharp drops to protect the ball handler, but Tennessee is rolling so hard and quick to the basket that Sharp's got to get back sooner.
Matthew Morrell.
He's tough.
James, double team, pump fake. Regathers. Vescovy nails the 3 ball.
James recognized, he said, look, I got both 7-footers on me and a third defender. Somebody's got to be open from deep. Vescovy pays it off.
Murray backing down a smaller defender. And look at Ziegler holding ground.
You don't have to worry about that. 5 and white is tough as nails. I think he might be the most popular, beloved Tennessee ball in the last 25 years or so here in Knoxville. I mean, everywhere you go, people want to meet Zakai Ziegler. He's gracious with every single kid. You know, and there's also the amazing story as Adu gets another bucket. This is Zakai Ziegler, whose mom's apartment burned down in New York. And the Tennessee fan base rallied around and had a GoFundMe page, and they racked up 200 grand or so almost overnight. And a lot of that had to do with how much they appreciated with the way Ziegler approaches the game and attacks life and doesn't take anything for granted. And so as Adu finishes it there with Ziegler on the assist, I'm telling you, you'd be hard pressed to find another guy as beloved as Ziegler ever was. And he's wearing a good number for a reason. That's Chris Lofton's number, who would probably rank right up there with him as most beloved players, even though my boy Lofton he kind of looked me off a few times. I'd say he made the right choice.
You still remember that?
Yeah.
You're being humble.
It's being a smart player.
Because I've walked around this arena with you, and it's almost like you're up for election, everybody.
You know what's
kissing
funny?
Babies, shaking hands as a 3 goes for Brakefield.
You know what's funny is the longer you're away from the game, the more people forget your weaknesses. Like, I couldn't shoot to save my life. And people, oh, I remember you. You couldn't leave you open. Hey, who am I to correct you?
We could use you tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, exactly. You got any eligibility left? They can't make a shot. I'm like, sir, I was under 30% for my career, but let's just go with your memory.
But thank you.
Yeah.
James.
He can
bully his way in. Tipped out. Tennessee still hustling. Under 4 minutes to play in this ball game. Really, since that stretch towards the end of the first half, Tennessee got control and never let this one go.
Yeah.
They hit their last 4 threes to end that first half, and Tennessee has never looked back.
You're exactly right. And I don't know that the second half would have been any differently, but I thought the buzzer shot at the end, instead of Ole Miss going in the locker room with a little pep in their step, it was Tennessee. And then adjustments made in the second half.
Oh, you know Ziegler. He was about to say something to Murray.
Yeah.
th offensive rebound as Meshack. And here's number 18. Offensive rebounds keep going up.
Yeah, but Chris Beard just can't be pleased with this. And yes, it's been a tough night for Ole Miss, but every 50-50 ball and these long rebounds seem to have gone to Tennessee here in the second half, and that's just not going to happen at Ole Miss.
Adu on the pick and roll, and almost 22,000 strong on their feet right now.
22 assists for Tennessee. You talk about spreading the wealth. The Volunteers do it as good almost as anybody in the country. Top 10 in the nation at around 66% of their makes come off of assisted baskets.
Brakefield doubled, and he still earns a trip to the free throw line. Our media timeout. And Tennessee, the big man, going to work.
Yeah, 24 and 10. He's been phenomenal. One more look. You deserve it, Adu.
There's a reason why it's called a possession. It's not just who has the ball, but the opportunity. From Lexington to Nashville to Columbia, possession means this moment has your name on it. All you have to do is take it. So be ready and don't miss your shot. Pfizer and the SEC are teaming up to remind fans that updated COVID-19 shots are available. Learn more and find a vaccine option at schedulecovidvax.com.
Next season on Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
What's happening, Sheriff?
It's a transfer portal. It's out of control. We're losing our defense.
No! Not our starting quarterback! We need him! You can't leave! Our offense revolves around you!
Give me your other hand!
That's what Dr. Pepper is!
It's okay, I understand! You can't let go of your Dr. Pepper.
Absolutely not.
Quarterbacks are replaceable.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
The if in life. It's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends. If you can keep an eye on your money along the way. If you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings, when you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regions Bank embrace the if in life.
Let's check out the Good Hands play brought to you by Allstate.
Well, it's Tennessee's defense leading the offense. This was in the first half as they just create the turnover, and Zakai is looking for Dalton Connect on the lob. Really not open, and Connect, how about the athleticism? Catches it on the way down, gets a couple hands on it, then extends the right hand soft off the glass. I mean, Dalton Connect impressed early in that Michigan State scrimmage where he had a thunderous highlight dunk where you said, wow, this guy's got that in his game. And so while tonight has not been necessarily his best game of the season, you see some of that athleticism right there.
Is he a guy who plays the next level?
I think he can. Of course, and he will be the first to tell you he's got to get better defensively. But I would also say the best thing that maybe ever happened to him, knowing that that's the weakness, is all right, everybody knew he could score, and now proving he can score at a high level against high major teams, because he's been at his best against the best. You know, you look at what he did at North Carolina, matching the Dean Dome record there for points in a game. I mean, to be under Rick Barnes, who's going to be so demanding, and to learn so much defensively, that scouts at the next level got to be saying, hey, we know he's getting good mentorship right now and tutelage here at Tennessee. And you know, the other thing too, he's always been such a great scorer that his former teams couldn't take him out of the game for defensive mistakes. And they also played a lot of zone. right now, because Tennessee's so balanced, it's like, hey, if you give up too many buckets, we can survive without you offensively. And I think that kind of accountability is a good thing for Dalton Connect and this Tennessee team.
Well, they haven't needed him here tonight. Under 2 minutes to play. Up big over Ole Miss. Shot clock winding down. Vescovi dump off. Mashack. Look at James. He said, let me just dribble this thing out. Well, another offensive rebound.
And I can't overstate how good Tennessee's offense has been at getting to the middle of the court. This is an Ole Miss, Chris Beard defense. This is the type of defense. He doesn't have the horses he had at Texas Tech, but a style that got him to a national championship game, keeping the ball on the side of the court, no middle. Tennessee's getting whatever they want.
Santiago Vescovi, let him know. How important is it for him to get his shooting touch back? And a steal for Tennessee.
And they rave about his IQ, and he knows how to clean things up on the defensive end. So you're exactly right. Once he sees a few go in, and 3 for 8, 11 points, might not seem like much, but for a guy that's needed to see a few go in, I think this is a really important game for 25 and White.
19 offensive rebounds for Tennessee, 22 second chance points. They have been all over the glass. And here's Ziegler for the exclamation point. How about it?
Well, I think this game is more about how good Tennessee can be when they're connecting from deep to complement their defense, and less about is Ole Miss for real. These Rebels are for real, but they caught themselves against the Tennessee team who was cold early, but those last 4 threes to end the first half, and then Tennessee never looked back.
Flanagan rips down the 3 with the shot clock turned off. Dane, what impressed you the most about Tennessee tonight?
I think Rick Barnes would say, I preached we had to stay confident when the shots weren't falling, keep shooting the 3. And they started, what, 1 for 11, 1 for 12, and they end the game 37% and 11 threes. Barnes is going to say, way to trust your offense, trust your shot, and trust your teammates.
And a top 25 SEC opener dominated by Tennessee. They win it 90-64 in front of a sellout crowd. Jonas Aidoo, leading scorer, 24 points leading the way for Tennessee.
Just taking care of business, Tennessee. Ole Miss, a terrific start, but they have not gone up against a defense like Tennessee.
For my partner Dane Bradshaw, I'm John Schriffen. Thanks for joining us. Let's send it to the guys in the studio.